Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So first of all, let me introduce the members of a group consisting of myself, Andini Pramudita, Devi Kristin S, Syavira, Rani, and Zada Idderigsa. So we're gonna explain about English history. English is a West Germanic language that originated from Ingvaeonese language brought to Britain in the mid-5th to 7th centuries AD by Anglo-Saxon migrants from what is now northwest Germany, southern Denmark, and the Netherlands. The Anglo-Saxons settled in the British Isles from the mid-5th century and came to dominate the bulk of southern Great Britain. The language originated as a group of Ingvaeonese languages which were spoken by the settlers in England and southern and eastern Scotland in the early Middle Ages, displacing the Celtic language and possibly British Latin that had previously been dominant. Old English reflected the varied origins of the Anglo-Saxon kingdom established in different parts of Britain. The late West Saxon dialects eventually became dominant. A significant subsequent influence on the shaping of Old English came from contact with the North Germanic language spoken by the Scandinavian Vikings who conquered and colonized parts of Britain during the 8th and 9th centuries, which led to much lexical borrowing and grammatical simplification. The Anglian dialect had a greater influence on the Middle English. The next development is that modern English, which is used today 1,800%. The main difference between early modern English and late modern English is vocabulary. Late modern English has a lot of vocabulary. Pronunciation, grammar, and spelling are mostly the same. The additional vocabulary results from two historical factors. The first factor is the Industrial Revolution and the emergence of the technological society. This necessitated the existence of new words for things and ideas that did not exist before. The second factor is the development of the British Empire. At its peak, England controlled a quarter of the Earth's surface, and English adopted foreign words and incorporated these foreign words into English.
Hello, I'm Devi Kristin S. I will explain about the Normans. The Normans are an ethnic group that descended from the Viking conquerors of the Franks. Their identity emerged in the early mid-10th century and slowly developed. Norman is the origin of the name of the region of Normandy in northern France. They played important political, military, and cultural roles in medieval Europe and the Near East. They were famous for their fighting spirit and their piety in professing Christianity. They spoke the Romance language in the territories they occupied, and the dialect is now called Norman. The Duchy of Normandy, created by treaty with France, is one of the two fifths of French. The Normans are renowned for their culture, such as their unique Romanesque architecture and musical traditions, as well as their military achievements and innovations. Norman adventurers established empires in Sicily and southern Italy, and Norman expeditions on behalf of William the Conqueror succeeded in conquering England. Norman influence spread to Crusader countries in the Near East when Bohemond I founded the Principality of Antioch, and also to Scotland, Wales, and Ireland.
Renaissance country. The Renaissance was a cultural movement that developed in the period roughly from the 15th to the 17th century, starting in Italy in the late Middle Ages and then spreading throughout Europe. Although the use of paper and the invention of metalwork accelerated the spread of his ideas from the 15th century onwards, the changes of the Renaissance were neither universal nor felt throughout Europe. After experiencing a period of traditional culture that was completely colored by Christian teaching, people are now looking for new orientation and inspiration as an alternative to Greco-Roman culture as the only other culture they are familiar with. This classical culture is revered and used a model and basis for all human civilization. in the world of politics. Renaissance culture contributes to the development of diplomatic confusion, and in the sense of increasing reliance on observation. Historians often argue that this intellectual transformation was the bridge between in the Middle Ages and modern history. Although the Renaissance was full of revolution in many intellectual pursuits, and was all social and political upheaval, it is perhaps best known for the artistic development and contributions of polymaths such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, who were inspired by the term Renaissance man.
There is a consensus that the Renaissance began in Florence, Italy in the 4th century. Various theories have been put forward to explain its origins and characteristics, focusing on various factors including the social and civic peculiarities of Florence at some point in time. Political structure, the patronage of the dominant family, the Medici, and the migration of Greek scholars and translations of texts into Italian after the fall of Constantinople at the hands of the Ottomans. The word Renaissance, whose literal translation from French into English is rebirth or in Indonesian rebirth, was first used and defined by the French historian Jules Michel in 1855 in his Histoire de France. The word Renaissance has also been extended to other historical and cultural movements, such as the Carolingian Renaissance and the Renaissance of the 12th century.